Well, hey there. It's been quite some time since I uploaded on YouTube, and I think it's about time for a life update video. If you're new around here, my name is David Elm. Very nice to meet you. I'm 23 years old. I am a multi-passionate creative living in Northern California, and I'm glad you're here. Let's rewind back to January of 2018 when I was living in Los Angeles. I was working a job that I loved. I was going to church. Things were going seemingly well. And I get a call from my dad who tells me that my grandpa, who I've been really close to my entire life, we were buddies. His name's Wayne David, my name's David Wayne, I'm literally named after him. That grandpa is in the hospital and things are not looking good. After talking to him for a little bit and getting an idea of what was going on, how bad it was, my dad told me at the end of that phone call, "David, I think it's time for you to come home." Now, if you know me, you know that family is incredibly important to me, so I immediately booked a plane ticket and I went home. I spent the time that I was home going to the hospital, talking to doctors, figuring out what was going on with his body. They were telling us that things were not looking good. In fact, we should prepare for things to go downhill very quickly, and my whole family was really processing this in real time. There was no time, there was a lot going on, a lot of decisions to be made, and it was just a lot. So after just days and days and days of pure chaos, my grandpa finally got to a place where he was stabilized. He wasn't doing well, but it wasn't as bad as it was a few days prior. Since I was still living in LA, I still had a job in LA, I decided I'm gonna go ahead and fly back and told my family to keep me posted on his status, how he was doing. So I went back to LA, got back to work, started doing my thing again, and within the next few weeks, I get another call from my parents, and they told me it's still not doing well, he's still not recovering. At the time, I was renting a room from a sweet family that extended a room to me in their house. And I remember it like it was yesterday. After work one day, I was sitting in the IKEA parking lot in my car, and I get a text from the family that I lived with, and it basically said, "Hey, so sorry about this, but we're actually gonna do a last minute move." They got a new job over in a different state, and they basically said, we need you out in 2 weeks, we're gonna be moving. So my living situation completely got shattered in that moment, and I was dealing with a grandpa that was sick up in Northern California, a living situation that was ending in LA. I felt stuck, I wasn't sure what to do, but in my heart, I knew that it was time for me to move home. So that's what I did. After a lot of tears, a lot of conversations with my friends, I packed up my bags and I moved to be with my family. And to be honest, it was hard, but it was the best decision I think I've ever made in my life. I don't know if it's ever a bad decision to sacrifice what you know and what you're comfortable with to go be with the people that you love when they need you the most. The health crisis with my grandpa lasted over 6 months, and let me tell you, it was probably the longest 6 months of my life. Seeing him in pain was just heartbreaking for me. This was my buddy growing up. This was the man that I looked up to. He was one of my heroes, and seeing him in pain was just a lot for me. After a lot of tears, a lot of prayer, a lot of leaning on God and my entire family, the doctors actually made a discovery about what was causing him to get so sick. They were able to treat him and get him back to a stabilized state, and now I can say with a smile on my face that my grandpa's been doing great. He is laughing, he's sitting upright, he's talking, something that I never thought I would see again, honestly, when he was in that hospital bed. So getting my grandpa back was a huge blessing, and I gotta give all glory to God for that. It was seriously a miracle. So I was still living in Northern California, wasn't sure what I was doing with my life, and I ended up meeting with my aunt and uncle who had this crazy idea to start an independent juice bar here in my hometown. Coming from LA, juice bars are everywhere, and I used to hang out at a lot of juice bars. I love acai bowls, I love smoothies, I love organic food. It's totally up my alley. I shared with them some ideas about what the store should look like, or this is how social media could be like for the juice bar. This is what you should serve. This is what they do in LA. I would love to bring that up here. And due to that passion and those ideas, they ended up hiring me on to help them start Virtue Juice Bar. This has been one of the greatest adventures of my life. I have learned so much about business, about marketing, about running a food and beverage service. Holy moly, it's a lot of work. Through one of the darkest seasons of my life, God provided an incredible job opportunity that I was able to learn so much about business and a lot about myself. And it reminds me of the verse Proverbs 3, 5, and 6 that says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding. Seek his will in all you do, and he will show you which path to take." That verse shows us that we have to put our whole hope and our whole trust in God, and that will reveal which path to take. And that has honestly been ringing true for the past year of my life. I had to place my trust fully in God, and then the path became clear. It was not based off of my own achievements or my own path or my own desires. It was all from God. So that's what I've been up to for work. In the meantime, I've also started a podcast called Groundwork with David Elm, where we talk about faith, lifestyle, self-development, creativity. If you want to check it out, it is on Apple and Spotify. I would love it if you gave it a listen. But I've been making that, and I've been connecting with you guys on audio, but I really miss connecting with you guys through video. Hence why I'm making YouTube videos again. I want to share with you guys things that I've learned in this season where I've had to trust the Lord with my whole heart, where things didn't line up how I thought they were going to line up, or going through anxiety from the things that I was seeing my family go through. There's been a lot that has been happening, and I just want to take you guys along and share my life with you. So that's where we're at. I currently work as a social media director for Virtue Juice Bar. I'm a podcaster. I'm still a creative. I love to write, and now I guess I'm a YouTuber again. I'm really excited to see where God takes me next, and I'm excited to take my camera along with me. I want to thank you and let you know that you mean the world to me. You make creating things worth it, because I get to hear your story and how maybe something that I've made has affected you, and it just makes all the work worth it. So thank you. You're really awesome. I will see you guys on the next video. Until then, I hope you have the best day ever, and yeah, be well, friends.